case of Jeff Mwathi's murder is yet to be concluded, and Kenyans are waiting patiently to see how things turn out. Literally, the whole country has been following Jeff's case for the past 1 month, and everyone is engulfed in this story and they would want to see what happens. However, this video is not about Jeff Mwathi case. This video is about some murder or suicide cases that were exposed after the Jeff Mwathi case, or they were exposed because people, complained about how Jeff Mwathi case was handled. Of the 3 cases that we look into in this video, one of the most interesting cases is about Eric Mathenge. The case is interesting because Eric Mathenge was DJ Fatso's friend, and it's said that they used to hang out together, as you can see in this picture. And Eric Mathenge died in similar circumstances to how Jeff Mwathi died. He fell from the 5th floor of a house in Kasarani, and it raised questions, but it was treated as a suicide. And for the longest time, Eric and DJ Fatso's were friends, and they would hang out together just as Jeff Mwathi would. And for some Kenyans, people tried to connect some dots, and they would say that probably Eric was murdered or went through the same ordeal Jeff Mwathi went through. But remember, we are not the DCI. We are just making some presumptions. We'll have to wait to what the DCI will say. So we are not even so sure if Jeff Mwathi died through murder and not suicide. Of course, so far what we know is that the DCI initially reported that Jeff Mwathi died through a suicide. The same case with Eric Mathenge, who died in July last year, and it was treated as a suicide. And so far, Eric Mathenge has been buried for more than 7 months. The other interesting bit, or the other interesting story, is the story of Brenda Kawera. This story has also been exposed after the Jeff Mwathi case, and it shared the same, incidents like what happened with Jeff Mwathi. Brenda Kawera, just like Eric Mathenge and Jeff Mwathi, fell from, I think, the 6th floor of a house, and his boyfriend, DJ Marvin, and it's funny that he's also a DJ Marvin is suspected to be the person who was involved Brenda Kawera's death, but it was also treated as a suicide, and it raised some questions because Lynn Goge covered the story, and at some point he actually called the father, who is suspected to have covered up. He paid the DCI some money, and then he covered Brenda Kawera's story. And it's sad that if Brenda Kawera actually didn't die through suicide, if he died through murder, then that needs to be investigated, and Kenya should look into that. And the same case was also, the person who shared the story is Simon Mwangi Mutiora, who also exposed the case of Jeff. The third murder case of interest that was exposed after Jeff Mwathi case, or was exposed during the investigation of Jeff Mwathi case, is that of Zach Gitonga. Zach Gitonga was buried in December on Jororok, Gadanje village, and so far Zach Gitonga case has been closed, but it was exposed after the Jeff Mwathi case. It is believed that probably Jack Gitonga was murdered by a little cab driver, and the case was reported at Roiro DCI, and Zach Gitonga was a budding employee of the NCBA bank, but he was brutally murdered, and the suspect is a man who worked with a little cab, and the case was reported at Roiro DCI. And of all these cases, they are sad stories, and the Kenyans felt the pain for the family members who had to bury their children. Of course, young men and women who are under 30, dying mysteriously and not finding justice is not a nice thing. We also have honorable mention of cases of, although they are treated as suicide because there's video, but you'll have to wait for the investigation, is that of Sharon, who was married to DJ Brownskin. Notably, we have the case of Jarop, who was murdered by the boyfriend, and was found by pedestrians dumped near Jamhuri High School. And another case of a lady who died in a party. Her name is Koech, who died at a party in Kilimani. We should remember all the family members who have lost their family members through the sad suicides and murder cases we have covered in this video, especially in the month of March and months before. Thank you for watching, and if you like such videos, please subscribe, drop a comment. Love you guys.